I wanted to take a couple of minutes and just go over with you the verbs for this part of the module. Gustar, encantar, and doler. I know you've done them in Spanish 1, but since they don't work like the other verbs that you learned, I thought we would just review them really quickly. If you look here with me, I'm going to go over the verb gustar first, since that's usually the first one everyone learns. Gustar means to like. But in Spanish, it's a little bit closer to be pleasing to. And that's my phone at home. Sorry about that. Okay. So gustar, there's a couple of things going on here. First of all, it doesn't use a subject pronoun. It doesn't use yo, tú, él, those subjects that you learned before. It uses indirect object pronouns. Those we learned were me, te, le, nos, and les. Now, me means to me, te is to you, le is to him or to her, or to you, sir, you, ma'am. It can be formal. Nos is to us, and les is to them or to y'all. Now, remember, there was the vosotros form, which I told you earlier we're not going to do in this class, so that's why there's a little blank between nos and les. We're not going to do the vosotros to y'all. After that, you're going to use two forms, basically, of the verb gustar. You're going to either use gusta or you're going to use gustan. If the thing you're liking if it's one thing, you're going to say gusta. If what you like is more than one thing, you're going to use gustan. So it all depends on what comes at the end. So a sentence you might use, me gustan los perros, which would translate as, in English, I like dogs. In Spanish, literally, it would be closer to dogs are pleasing to me. Kind of read it backwards, the dogs are pleasing to me. But in English, we say I like dogs. Just as long as you remember to set it up like this. Remember that since perros is plural, that's what makes gusta, makes it gustan, makes it plural there, okay? If I like dogs, but you like a cat, you could say, I could tell you, ooh, te gusta el gato. You like the cat. Te gusta el gato. Since I've done that so many times today, I can't even tell you. Since gato is singular, you use the singular form of gustar, gusta. You don't put the N on the end, okay? You can also use this if you're talking about things you like to do. You can follow, instead of following with a noun like dogs or cats, you can follow it with a verb, an infinitive, which is the verb that's not conjugated. It still has the AR, the ER, or the IR on the end of it. So you can tell somebody, I could tell, how about this? Nos gusta correr. We're all really athletic. Nos gusta correr. We like to run. Correr is the infinitive. It's not conjugated. It has the ER on the end. It means to run. So you put nos gusta and then correr. Don't use gustan. You always use gusta when you follow it with a verb. Okay? Good one for me. You guys really, oh my gosh, yo. You don't know me that well yet, but you will maybe one day find out. Me gusta comer. I like to eat. If you've seen that picture of me on in the introductory module, you know I'm a big guy. Me gusta comer. I like to eat. So that's a good one as well. When you come across, if someone uses le or les, for example, le gusta patinar. Okay. This sentence, as I've written it, either means he likes to skate, or she likes to skate, or you, sir, you, ma'am, like to skate. It can mean different things. So if the person's not there for you to point at, just writing the sentence is ambiguous. You don't know who that le refers to. So in Spanish, they do something, they make it kind of redundant. They actually write the person's name with an I in front of it, or people's name, whoever happens to be. So I can say, a Carlos le gusta patinar. Okay? So that sentence now says, Carlos likes to skate. Yes, this little phrase, a Carlos, and le, these two things together mean the same thing. They're equal. It's redundant, but in Spanish you have to do it. You can't leave it out. If you want to be clear, now we know it's Carlos, it's a guy. You could even say, if we just wanted to make sure they knew, oh, you got to be kidding me. If you wanted to make sure it was a guy and you didn't care if it was Carlos, you could say, a él le gusta patinar. Okay? So that just clarifies and says he likes to skate, and that's fine. You can do that as well. If you want to talk about more than one person and you use les, you could say a ellos, or you could use two people's names. You could say Maria y Carla. Same thing. Okay? So there's the verb gustar. Now I'm going to slide down here and I'm going to go through two more. I just want to briefly show you encantar and doler. Both of these work the same way as gustar. So you're going to use the me, the te, the le, the nos, or the les at the beginning. And then you're going to use either, for encantar, you're going to either use encanta or encantan. By the way, encantar means to love. If you really like something, you love it. Doler means to hurt, and this one's a little different. Okay, doler, when it's two forms, it has a stem change. Duele or duelen. Okay, so it's either one of those. So if you want to say, I love cars, I could say, me encantan los carros. Okay, if you're really into cars, that could be a good sentence for you. More than one car, so you've got to use the plural form of encantan. You got to say encantan instead of encanta. Okay, so same way as gustar. Doler, same thing if you want to talk about things that hurt you. If you got a headache, you say, me duele la cabeza. And that basically means, you can translate this as either I have a headache or my head hurts. My head hurts me. One thing you have to be, and by the way, sorry, it's cabeza. You got one head, so you got to use the singular form. Sorry, singular form. I promise one day I'll get better at this. Me duele la cabeza. One thing to remember in Spanish, you don't ever use possessives with body parts in this situation. You don't ever talk about me duele mi cabeza. Like we would say, my head hurts. In Spanish, it's understood that if the head is hurting, it's yours. So you don't ever use me or tu or whatever it is. You would always use the definite article la. If I wanted to tell you that, luckily, even though I'm 48 years old, I still have all my teeth, I can say, me duelen los dientes. Okay, dientes are teeth. Here's los. I did not use mis dientes. Okay, the teeth are in my head. It's understood that they're mine. If they hurt, they're mine. Okay. So, if you want to ask somebody a good question, and you might see this on your practice, que te duelen? Or duele, actually. Let's use duele. Let's take that off. I'll mark that up. What's hurting you? What hurts? Hey, what hurts you? That's a good question. I could ask you that on a test. Que te duele? And when you answer, do I know what hurts you? No. As long as you make a sentence that makes sense. You would say,